So Trump does this on purpose. Many videos show this.
On purpose.
Yeah. What he did with Abe, that was also in the video. They shake hands and he kind of pats the hands of Abe. And Abe is like, what? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, it was gold. It was gold.
Maybe Unu-san,
Did I?
yeah, show the video.
I can't remember. Show me.
Ah, ここ。
セカンド。
This is how Abe looked.
By the way, how do you think about Trump can sustain next 6 months?
I hope not.
Oh,
Not.
What is this?
We're going to break it down. Let's take a look.
He's pulling teeth.
Alright, thank you, Fred.
Thank you, everybody. Strong hand. Thank you. Looks like he wants to get the F out. Okay, so we're going to get to what happened at the very end of that in just a second, but, I mean, look at me. Please look at me. I despise Trump more than anyone in the world. I can sort of see how you might look at the guy after he says that, even though it's in response to you asking what they're saying.
Well, I think that he's saying, Don, you don't have to be the president. This is what presidents do. They look at each other and shake because that's what the photo's supposed to look like. Yeah, but it was really awkward and really fun.
And it's easy, I think, to be distracted by that and miss a very core part of Trump's personality, which is, let's handshake like normal people do. Okay, now let's handshake how a ridiculous person does.
Stroke. Yeah. But I still think this is this is only the second most awkward handshake he's had.
No, because Gorsuch.
The Gorsuch.
Yeah. I don't know. This one was pretty bad because, and we're going to get to it obviously. This one closes unbelievably.
Yeah, it does. So why don't we turn to that now? So thankfully, Jared Jackson has got unique technology that allows us to get a better view of how that handshake closed out. And let's take a look.
It's good to know that that is a universal look.
Right.
Exactly.
But in his case, in Abe's case, it is, oh my God, I have to spend the whole weekend in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, totally.
So it's a lot more to
no kidding?
Yeah, he's going to Mar-a-Lago for the whole weekend.
He's checked baggage to Palm
leave.
Beach.
He's going to leave Saturday night.
He just leaves.
I got a thing. There's in Kyoto. You don't want to know, but I got to go.
And look, so there's about 35 better reasons to criticize Trump, I guess, this week. But it's the minor things that just make you sad that this is the representative around the world. And we saw polls come out, I think, within the last 24 hours. Do people think that foreign leaders respect Trump? It was like 29% said they think that he does. They also asked, do you think that America will be more respected 10 years from now? And I think 30 to 40% said yes. And little things like this, that, by the way, are not unique to Trump. I mean, we have George H.W. Bush throwing up in the lap of a foreign leader. Like, those sorts of things do happen, I guess.
That's like a guy who had to throw up.
Yeah, he was sick.
Got to throw up.
George H.W. Bush got sick at dinner. And
believe me, George H.W. Bush.
Okay. Oh, wait. This is not only. This is actually.
All same.
No, this is actually a compilation. This is the one that I think I posted this. Oh, this is not the one.
Thank you, everybody. Strong hands. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. President, I am honored and I am humbled. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Mike Pence. Thank you.
Okay, so non-verbal communication. When pointing at people or objects, you should use an open hand. You're, for example, pointing at the T instead of pointing a finger. I think Japan has the same.
No, we should not do that.
Not point a finger, right?
No.
So I'm kind of criticized by other people. Well, don't point your finger. Why not? It's not good. It's not polite.
No. You don't, right?
I made that mistake a lot. So pointing fingers. When referring to themselves, Koreans put the index finger to their nose. I, not this. They point at themselves like, me. So, squinting the eyes, like making your eyes like this, or tipping the head back, like, is a negative response. So I think that's, especially squinting the eyes, is something you have in common with Korean. Unlike other Far East countries, eye contact should be quite frequent. So, although not to the point of staring, it conveys some sincerity and helps to build trust. So, in Japan, people feel quite uncomfortable looking each other direct in the eyes. Also, when it comes to presentations, people tend to not directly look at other people. It makes them feel more comfortable, but
You mean the direct eye contact?
yes. In Korea, it's more common, more appreciated to have direct eye contact because it shows sincerity. But yeah, more so than in Japan, for example. The communication, the word base that's used in negotiations. Creative, generally there's a tendency to make quick sales or business. Very much business oriented. Creative flashes of humor, and then alternated with serious talk, relatively intense. Then there's the crunch point, and the Korean elastic truth. Elastic truth means a flexible truth. A flexible truth. Truth is not something that it's a relatively truth. They only give you the good news, and they tell you what you want to hear. And they tell you what they would like to be true. Not necessarily what is true, but they would like to be true. And what they think has a chance to be true. And what is temporarily true. So it's also very important to listen what's not being said. Or maybe do not take everything at face value, but check the information that's been given to you. So it's Korean negotiators can, well, like in our inflexible binary world in Western Europe, they can just simply lie. when not telling you the entire truth. Then try to seek exclusive agreements, deceptively adaptable. Refuse the deceptively adaptable, and then create to finally clarity. This is different from the Japanese kind of agreement, where also at the end of the deal there is not much clarity. Clarity will come throughout time, but in Korean business agreements there's much more clarity, much more specified as to what is being delivered under which conditions. So Korean deals tend to be much more down to the letter, written down in contracts than Japanese deals. Preparing for a negotiation. Koreans are suspicious of people they do not know. So if you want to get in touch with Koreans, use intermediaries. Just like in China, if you want to get in touch with people, if you want to get in touch with top people, try to find people that have access to those people. Use intermediaries. If you go directly, there's a big chance that you will be refused because they don't know you and therefore they do not trust you. So using intermediaries can help you to overcome the issue of trust. Negotiations in South Korea can be conducted by individuals or teams. Well, I guess that's a global truth.
What do you mean? Individual or team?
Well, basically that's a universal truth. Any negotiation can be an individual or in teams. It's not necessarily always in teams. They do not always operate in large teams. They can also. They're quite comfortable to do a one-on-one negotiation. If it's one-on-one negotiations, you are not really negotiating one-on-one because most of the time the single person you're negotiating with is actually in connection with a team behind the scenes, and he or she will need to get agreement or approval of the team sit in the back of the negotiation. Team negotiation is preferable since your team will bring broader functional expertise to the table, and since you will be able to assign different roles to each team member, maximizing the team's impact. This is also part of the negotiation nature with Koreans because they tend to ask a lot of questions, want to know everything in depth of detail. There's a lot of focus on details from all kinds of angles, and it's not always necessarily that everything goes linearly. So there is a kind of holistic approach, and people will look at it from different angles. One-on-one negotiations will tend to take much longer because not everybody, there's not all the knowledge is available to be exchanged quickly. So that's why team negotiation is kind of preferable if you want to move along things quickly. Changing a team member may require a relationship building process to start over. Avoid it. So if you come with a delegation to a negotiation, try to keep all your members intact. And this just goes back to the fact that personal rapport is being built, and it will be lost if you just change team members. So don't try to keep your team intact. Find out who will participate on the Korean side and choose people who match the rank of the Korean members. So don't send junior members, young negotiators to negotiation where the other side will send their senior members to represent the Korean side, because it will be seen that you don't take the negotiation seriously, and it could cause the negotiation to fail. Schedule meetings 3 to 4 weeks in advance. They want to know who will attend. You have to provide titles, positions and responsibilities ahead of time. Send your proposals and agree on an agenda ahead of the meeting. The agenda is usually strictly followed. Koreans generally expect foreign visitors to be punctual. So that means that just like the Chinese, Koreans like to prepare very well in the depth of detail. They want to be completely aware of what's going on, who's going to be there, what is the agenda, what do we need to discuss, what is the proposed outcome. Everything needs to be well structured, including time. Koreans tend to be pretty punctual.
The minutes is following the same way. Minutes after the meeting.
Yeah.
Recap.
Yeah.
Instead of get the perfect, well organized, sometimes too much.
Yeah.
The minutes as a feedback from the counter side.
Ah, 食べ過ぎた。
What is it?
これ。コンゾ。kind of snack.
Nuts is much more better. I ate too much.
Mix the snack. These things are good. I had these at home. You bought this at Hana, what's the name of the shop? Over there, right? So.
Good.
昔小魚みたいなのよく食べたりとかしました。
でもあれも食べ過ぎと体にいい。
Kosaka with peanuts?
No. Fish, small fish.
So, small dried fish with
Yeah, also eat too much is also too bad.
It's very good for your bones, right?
Ate too much. Too much. Too bad. I finished my book, okay? So I was so tired this week. I'll write one book for 2 weeks.
You wrote one book in 2 weeks?
That one. Right hand side. Yeah, that one. No, right hand side. I just use the paper.
あ、これ?
Amazon, yeah. Amazon.
Oh, I tried to put a star review, but somehow, because I didn't purchase the book.
No, you don't need, just write it. This is writing about my history of Accenture. It's a good book, just ranking 7th.
Okay.
It's very good. Good ranking. Yesterday. Now it's 9th. Still 9th. Former book was the first uploaded at that time 20th. Now it's 35 or 6. A good one, 7.
For in which category?
Huh?
In which category?
Education.
I see.
Total ranking is 350. Very good, right?
So how many copies do you sell? Because actually, like this only comes as a Kindle, right? Kindle book. But how many people buy Kindle books, especially to the people that you're targeting? I like to buy Kindle books, but people older than 60. I wonder how.
Not paper yet. Paper. This one might be just made, and the other one is with this April. And also this time is I don't submit this book to publisher. I print by myself. Own print.
Oh, your own. You also do your own book printing?
Yeah, if you're going to sue the publishers, they're going to take 90%. they'll pay for me just only 10%. But I'm going to publish like Amazon.
But the publisher will also put it in the bookstores, right?
But cheap. Oh no. Actually, I don't know how to do this, but I can. But I don't know. I don't know how to do this.
But how about publisher? They put it in the bookstores?
Yeah, I can. But I don't know how to do this.
That's big, isn't it?
Yeah, I got the ISBN code already. I paid 40,000 already. I got the code, so I can sell it to the bookstore. But this one, Amazon, they don't need any kind of certificate. That's only sell. And this is 1350 yen per book, and they're going to give me 800 yen per book. Good money.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they're going to pay for me, but this is.
So how many copies do you expect to sell?
No idea. But ranking is the former one is now it's 35. That one is 7 or 8. It's very good.
But I guess like if you're going to invest so much time and effort into writing a book, you don't make a target into how many copies you want to sell.
No idea. So that's the reason I just asked the publisher, because I need some money for my family. What is good for my family? I don't any revenue, so just only my revenue. Maybe they're going to pay me annual. My family, require money. That's enough for me. Now that I'm writing the English book now, this is the World War II Japanese. It's Nanchin Massacre or Comfort Woman kind of book, and I'm writing now. But I'm not a native English.
I think you should use a pseudonym for that.
Yeah, but the Japanese people cannot read English, but it doesn't matter. But I'm going to sell this to Amazon, I'm thinking. I can sell many, maybe 100 or 200. But it's easy to sell this book in Amazon. Very easy. Submit it and sell it. Nothing to do. Printing is a lot of effort I need to make. I'm looking for some,
But like this kind of book, I think like most of your target audience will be people who don't use Kindle. Right?
So this one might be.
Doesn't Amazon make print on demand? Like
No. No, but they accept, of course, printed paper, and I'm looking for some printing company. And two former books, I mistaken to ask some printing publishing company, and they sold me very expensive, only 20% discount. But they got all right for publishing. I can't get any profit from them. So now that I change to get money. I'm 8th book is now writing in English, but my English review American ready went back fly back to the States, so I have now I don't have any American reviewers. So Chinese, yes, I have, but the Chinese is we write in Chinese. I don't know how to sell. In China, maybe 1.4 billion. So maybe I have opportunity to sell book, but I don't know how to sell. No, they don't have Amazon in China.
They don't. They must have some kind of Amazon.
Yeah, of course, yes, but I don't know how to do this. Maybe and translating in Chinese is more cheaper. One book is 200,000 yen. And I asked him English translation, Vietnamese to English. He told me, well, 250 pages about same amount. If so, I can ask somebody, but I can't find that yet. If I'm going to submit official, no, professional translator, maybe not 200,000. I think more than 1 million. But I'm looking for cheaper. 200,000 translator. My book.
That's for 300 pages?
Yeah. 200,000, 250. Do you know somebody?
That's 1,000 yen. That's less than 1,000 yen per page.
It's about 2 yen per Japanese character.
But it's less than
2
10 yen
yen
per
per
page.
Japanese character.
I think that's too cheap.
Too cheap. But yes, I can find it. 5 yen per character. 5 yen per character is 1 million yen. But I'm looking for the 200,000 yen. Right? Okay, he is a professional. It's 1 million. But I don't want to pay 1 million. Maybe if I can find that, okay, I can pay. But Japanese English translator we have in Japan, many people. So I can find out. Chinese is 2 yen per 1 character.
Per character.
Cheapest, okay? But English first, then Chinese. Especially Accenture, okay, we publish this book in Accenture. It's easy to sell. Home Accenture people might be 500,000 in the world, or maybe 1 million. It means might be 30,000-40,000. They're going to buy book. Paper might be published in this May in Japanese, but I don't know how to distribute this book.
So I guess that's the point, because ideal would be that they just print on demand, right? You have
I know that.
In America they have this kind of system.
Yeah, I know that how to do this in Amazon. Amazon is more easy. They send books for Amazon. They can handle it. They can pay me back. They are very good system. Pay me back. For bookstore, it's very difficult. I need to prepare the bill, and they are sort of